And dozens of Texas Democratic lawmakers are back in Austin now after temporarily blocking Republican-led redistricting efforts. The Texas House had enough members for a quorum yesterday for the first time in 2 weeks. The chamber is now expected to take up the new Republican-drawn maps tomorrow. Governor Greg Abbott defended the redistricting effort last night on Fox News.
Because the Democrats did return to the Texas Capitol, to the state of Texas this morning. And then hours later, the House committee already passed those maps out, and those congressional maps are going to pass out on the House floor on Wednesday. They've already passed out of the Senate. They will become law probably by the end of this week. I'll tell you this much. If California dares to try to squeeze out more Republicans, there are going to be lawsuits that will overturn that. What I can tell you in the state of Texas, the 5 Republican seats that we are adding, they are going to withstand legal challenges, and those will be Republican members added to the United States Congress.
Joining us now, investigative reporter for the Austin American-Statesman, Tony Plahetsky. Tony, Democrats are back in town now in Austin, giving the quorum needed for this electoral process to proceed in terms of changing the maps, the other items on the docket, which we'll get into. But why are they back now? How are they explaining the time they spent away and then the fact that this map is going to pass still, regardless of that?
Morning to you. Those Democrats, they really had 2 main goals during this quorum break that, as you mentioned, lasted about 15 days. The first one is that they said they wanted to get through the first special legislative session that was called by the governor. That was one of their benchmarks with regard to timing. The other main goal, they say, is that they wanted to shine a light on this issue for a national audience and really launch a national conversation about this issue. And furthermore, they say, really also underscore efforts by President Trump to have these maps redrawn, which they say is not only a threat to democracy, but something that they should not stand for as lawmakers here in the state.
Well, the conversation is definitely being had nationally, not just in Texas, but now states like California and New York are saying if Texas Republicans are going to do this at the direction of the White House and the president, we're going to turn around and try to institute our own maps. That's where this goes on a national playing field. But in Texas, what's next? What should we expect to see out of this special session?
Maps are frankly on something of a fast track to get through the legislative process. And as you heard Governor Abbott there say, to become law. That is likely to happen in the next several days. But in addition to that, the other issue that Democrats are also talking about with regard to their decision to come back now is that they say this fight is not over, that they want to be on the ground now at this point to, in their words, continue what they will likely say as a legal fight in federal court over these maps. They say that by being on the ground now at this phase, they are able to amass information that they say could sustain a case, possibly in coming months, possibly a case that would unfold even over the next several years.
The maps really have been the thing that people have seized on and focused on, but this special session has a lot of other conservative policies in it. Regulating THC was actually one of the main reasons that the special session was initially going to be called. Then, of course, flood relief and the maps got added into it. But there are also provisions around abortion access, anti-LGBTQ plus provisions. Can you talk to our audience a little bit more about the stuff that they might not have heard about that's very much in play here?
Ali, it's so interesting when you look at the priorities of this special session over the past several weeks and how much they have evolved. To your point, there was friction between the lieutenant governor and the governor over THC regulation. There was a measure that was passed during the regular session. It was vetoed by the governor. Then, of course, here in Texas on July 4th, we had those historic and tragic floods that killed more than 130 people. And so flood response then moved to the top of the list. But at the same time, we saw this infusion then of the maps. And so some lawmakers have really sort of questioned what is the main priority at this point. And now that we are in this second special session, there has been what appears to be at least some softening by Republicans with regard to flood response and possibly moving that to the front of the list as well in terms of the issues that they tackle over the next 30 days.
Yeah, all of those issues going to be in the spotlight in their own time after the MAPS issue is dealt with. But I wonder, as I've been looking at this MAPS battle and the key players within it, it's Abbott down in Texas, of course, Newsom in California, Pritzker in Illinois. Tony, are people looking at this through the secondary or other lens of maybe a pre-2028 battle, the way that these folks on all sides of the aisle are positioning themselves for a potential run that's next?
100%. And that is one of the reasons we have seen such strong politicization over this issue, is that lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are sort of using this to fuel their resumes and to, frankly, put their own names in the national spotlight, as many of them seek higher office, not only here in the state, but possibly on the national stage. We've seen that particularly with the Attorney General here, Ken Paxton, who, of course, is now in a very contentious Senate run. And so that is, he has been very steadfast in sort of taking legal action against Democrats who left the state. And so, yes, there has been that effort as well among some of the lawmakers and some of the elected officials here in the state.
Yeah, as a consummate campaign person, I am always looking for the way that people are positioning themselves and how that informs the current actions that they are taking. It's definitely applicable here. Tony Plahetsky, very happy you were able to join us from the ground in Texas. Thank you for your reporting.